April 1944, 75 years ago, the NKVD USSR approved the statement, which actually marked the beginning of deportations from Western Ukraine, family members of UN and upovtsev. The same March 31, the Commissioner General of State Security Lavrent Siberia issued Order No. 7129 for the expulsion of members of families of members of the Ukrainian resistance movement. But 5 days later his deputy, Ivan Serov, approved the statement titled, in the order in which the links of family members of UN and active rebels in remote areas of the USSR. Gref, top secret. The instruction to evict all adult family members of UN and upovtsev, as those arrested and those killed in the clash, and their property shall be confiscated. The lists of deportees were prepared based on information from the village council about the affiliation of a specific person to the UN or UPA, have also informed the local NKV. On the day of departure, operational group appears in the village at 5-6 in the morning. The village is surrounded by the military, do not let anyone not released. Near each house but time. The operational group together with a representative of the local authority comes to those who are in the list. Verification of documents, personal search of each occupant, a search in the house. Next, read out the decision on the link and assemble things. The house is likely to give school or medical center. Or open a country club. But if the hut is good, we'll move someone from the Soviet Novonasnacheny. Cattle sent to the farm, and household items will be given to nurseries, hospital or orphanage. Each family was allowed to bring not more than 500 kilograms. Clothes, shoes, bedding, utensils, small equipment like axes, shovels, sewing machines, and the like. The statement demanded to pay special attention to the evicted took as much clothes, shoes and food. All that gathered for 3 hours, put on the wagon and rode to the outskirts of the village. There is a gathering place. Waited for going to all the deportees. Therefore, the number of wagons under escort of the military went to the train station, where there were cars. On his orders, prepared to supply the deportees railway buffets in the course of following trains at stations, Rivne, Kyiv, Poltava, Kharkov, Kupiansk, Veliki. And then, with 13 stations on the territory of Russia. In the summer of 1944, during the Lvov-Sandomier's military operation, the eviction was stopped, but in the fall, taking new territory, the punitive machine included. For example, in September, deported 479 families from Lviv, 268 from Volyn, 200 Rivne, 209 from the Ternopil region, and 222 from Stanislavski. About the number of deportees learned from the information compiled in Lviv under a signature stamp, top secret. It follows from this that of the 7 western regions of Ukraine, Rivne, Volyn, Lviv, Ternopil, Stanislav, Drohobych, Chernivtsi, until the end of 1944 moved to Siberia for 744 family. The deportation continued in 1945, and also after the Second World War. In October 1947, the peak of deportation, deported 26,332 families of UN, that is, 77,791 people. The situation reports reference the number of evicted contingent from the territory of Ukraine for the period 1944-1948 GG. Signed on 23 November 1948, the head of the 1st Special Department of EDB also Lieutenant Colonel Smirnov. The paper reported that during the years 1944-1948 evicted 131,935. If from this figure subtract 6,255 of German immigrants, 2,894 family members of traitors, 3,631 of Volksdeutsch and 216 of former policemen and Vlasov, get a clear picture of the number of family members of UN and upovtsev deported in just the first 5 years, exceeded 100,000 people.